Hi guys, what is going on? Trading Card Showcase here, bringing you a album review video. So I started doing a few of these during lockdown. The post I put on about them had great views, loads of likes, probably my most liked Instagram post. I did this album and the extras album from this year, and then when we came out of lockdown, I stopped making videos, so that series stopped. But now I'm sort of getting back into it and posting on the Instagram, which is now under WWFC Showcase, because the only thing I really collect nowadays is Wolves cards rather than all the cards. But on the YouTube channel, I'm going to try and still showcase off the wider areas of my collection. So we're going to start off with this. So this is the Attax 2007-2008 album, the first Attax album that was released. I remember collecting these a long time ago, but this is the first album I ever collected. So majority of these were collected by me at the time. A few of them I had to fill in afterwards, but yeah, a lot of them I have got myself. So we have Arsenal first of all, with some great players in there, like Fabregas, star player. Man of the matches for Van Persie, Wilcott, and then another man of the match for Fabregas. Going into Aston Villa, you got Scott Carson, Gary Cahill, Gareth Barry, Ashley Young, Stiliman Petrov, and Gabriella Bonlahor. And their man of the matches being Nigel Reo-Coker, Ashley Young, and Gareth Barry. Going into Birmingham, some of the standout players there: Fabrice Muamba, Sebastian Larsson, and Cameron Jerome. Next up, we have Blackburn. So in there, you've got players like Brad Friedel, Stephen Warnock, Christopher Samba, David Bentley, Morton Peziston, Tugai, Benny McCarthy, Jason Roberts, and of course Roque Santa Cruz. And their man of the matches being Friedel, Bentley, and Robbie Savage. Bolton, so some of theirs, Jussi Jääskeläinen, great player, Gary Speed, Kevin Nolan, Elhaj Diouf, and Nicholas Anelka. Now going into Chelsea, you've got Petr Cech, Ashley Cole, John Terry, Carvalho, Lampard, Joe Cole, Makelele, Ballot. Pretty much this whole Chelsea team is just full of absolutely great players. Michael Essien, Sean Wright-Phillips, Shevchenko, Pizarro, and then Didier Drogba. And then you also have what is unofficially the Defender 100 Club for this album, being John Terry, and the Attacking 100 Club being Didier Drogba. So for this album, there weren't 100 clubs. The next year, 2008-09, is the first year they introduced 100 clubs. So yeah, at this time, they just man of the match cards with 100 stats. And then you go to Derby, the team that got the lowest points in Premier League history. So a lot of their players, this is probably their only Attax card. Probably the only ones who might, well, Dave Jones had some at Wolves. Craig Fagan had one at Hull in the future, and that might pretty much be it. And their man of the matches being Mears, Oakley, and Robert Earnshaw. Everton, you've got Tim Howard, Leighton Baines, Lee Carsley's in there, Stephen Pienaar, Arteta, Phil Jagielka as a midfield card, Tim Cahill, and then you've got Yakubu up front. Then going to Fulham, you have got players like Clint Dempsey's in here, Jimmy Bullard, David Healy. And then the match has been Stephen Davis, David Healy, and Kamara. So the Liverpool team from the 2007-08 season had Pepe Reina, Jamie Carragher, Arna Risa, Harry Kewell, nice star player Steven Gerrard. You've got Xavi Alonso in there, Peter Crouch, Ryan Babel, Dirk Kuyt. And their man of the matches being John Arisa, Peter Crouch, and the 101 card from this album, which is Steven Gerrard. Man City, so it's very different to the Man City team you see nowadays, but you've got players like Kasper Schmeichel, Micah Richards, Neda Manua. You've got Richard Dunn, who won the Man City Player of the Year 4 times in a row, I believe. You've got Alano, Giovanni, Stephen Ireland, and then their man of the matches being Mika Richards, Ilano and Petrov. Similar to the Chelsea team with this Man United team, pretty much every single player in here is fantastic. Obviously you've got the Ronaldo star player, and then you've also got Wayne Rooney star player, and their man of the matches being Ronaldo, Hargreaves and Ryan Giggs. Ronaldo another 100 club. So far you've had Terry, Drogba and Gerrard, and now Ronaldo. So there's 4 and there's 1 more to come. So in Middlesbrough, you've got players like Jonathan Woodgate, Julio Arca, Lee Catamol, Stuart Downing, and obviously Mido. Into Newcastle, you've got Shay Given, you've got Charles Nzogbia, you've got a very young James Milner, you've got star players for Joey Barton and Michael Owen, and then you have Obafemi Martins, of course, up front. And then the last 100 club card coming in the form of Shay Given for the goalkeeper, Alan Smith being one of their man of the matches, and their other man of the match being Michael Owen. Into Portsmouth, you have David James, Glenn Johnson, Sol Campbell's in there, Matthew Taylor, Nico Cranchar, Sully Montari, David Nugent and Carnu, with their man of the matches being David James, Matty Taylor and David Nugent. Reading had some players that either went on to or already had a great career, or not great, but reasonably good careers. You've got Nicky Shore in there, Kevin Doyle, Stephen Hunt, Shane Long, and then you've got other players such as Leroy Lita and Dave Kitson. Their man of the matches being Nicky Shore, Dave Kitson and Leroy Lita. Sunderland, you've got players like Craig Gordon, you've got Greg Halford, Kieran Richardson, and then Dwight York, with their man of the matches being Kieran Richardson, Carlos Edwards and Michael Chopra. For Tottenham, who is a standout here is a very young and not very good Gareth Bale. You've got Ledley King in there, Jermaine Genius, Aaron Lennon, you've got Tom Huddleston, Darren Bent, Dimitar Berbatov, Defoe and Robbie Keane, with Lennon, Bent and Berbatov having the man of the matches. And then what I believe is the final on it's 2 more teams. So West Ham, you've got Robert Green, you've got Lucas Neal, James Collins, Lee Bowyer, Mark Noble's in there, Scott Parker, Craig Bellamy, and Bobby Zamora as well, with Lucas Neal, Freddie Lundberg and Dean Ashton being their man of the matches. Into Wigan, you've got players like Chris Kirtland, Mario Malcott, Titus Brambles in there, Emerson Boyce is in there, Jason Kumos, Emil Heskey up front, with Malcott, Kumos and Heskey being their man of the matches. And then the last part of the very first Match Tech album is the limited editions. First off, we have Thomas Rosicky, who was available in the Match magazine between the 23rd and the 29th of October 2007. And then the next spot would be Stilio and Petrov's limited edition, which came in the collector's tin, but that's what I don't have at the moment. You've got Rocco Santa Cruz, who is available in the collected tin. Next up, we have Florent Malouda, who was available in the Shoot magazine from 2007 in December. Tim Cahill, who was available as one of the collected tin ones. Fernando Torres, who was available in the Matchstat Collector Guide. You then have Giovanni, who's another collector tin one that I don't have. Carlos Tevez, available in the News of the World on the 4th of November 2007. Mark Viduka in Lucky Packet at Martin and McCall's. Sully Montari is the other collector tin one that I don't have. You've got Robbie Keane, who came in the starter pack, and then Mark Noble, who's the final collector tin one. So I'm missing 3 there. They're always on my radar to pick them up, but some of the prices they've been going for on eBay at the last year or so is ridiculous. I picked up Mark Noble, Tim Cahill and Rocco Santa Cruz during the COVID period for a reasonable price. So if I can pick the other ones up, great, I'll look to. If not, it's not something that bugs me too much. And then finally in this album, we have the error cards, which you have Andy Voronin, So this first card is his correct card, whereas this one is a picture of Lucas Leiva on an Andy Veronin card. So there's just the back of the checklist and a nice list of clubs on the back of the album. So yeah, in terms of this album, obviously it will always hold a special place for me, being the first football card album I collected, and one that obviously Attax also like to go back to with recent times. I know in the Champions League albums they've been doing sort of heritage cards which come back to looking like the man of the matches from this album. So this album is a very special part of card collecting history. So this is the first album I've covered. So yeah, next time we'll be covering the extras album from this one, which will be the last part that I'll be redoing. After that, there will all be new albums that I haven't shown you guys before. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.